Hello everybody, it's Katie. Here I am again continuing on my journal series, and I am sorting through some of the pages that I created in an earlier video, which I will link here above, on how to create the foundation for each journal page. So I just picked one that I thought would be fun to work with, and today's a little bit different because I have pulled out a very old journal. Here you can see it on the left here. This journal is, I think, from like 2005, 2006, and it's just one of those journals that I held on to, and I have been sorting through some of my old ones, and there's a couple just really good quotes and things that I wrote that are still quite meaningful and relevant to me. So I decided to incorporate some of those quotes and sayings into this new journal that I'm doing. And I'm starting with this one quote from Bebo Norman, who is a musician that I used to listen to all the time. And the quote says, "You can't understand light unless you understand darkness, because that's where life is most often lived, somewhere between the two. It's messy and it's beautiful, all at the same time." And I just found that back in 2005 or whatever it was, very relevant, and I happen to still find it very relevant and applicable to my life, and so I wanted to incorporate that in this next journal page. And because I knew I wanted to incorporate this quote onto the page, I went ahead and wrote my text on graph paper. I don't know if you can tell that this is graph paper, but it is. And I used a number of different black pens, which you see there. There's Posca, Sharpie, a paintbrush marker, which I really like. And I like to incorporate a little bit of all of them because it just makes it look a little more interesting and fun. So I wanted the quote to kind of stand out a bit, which is why I wrote it on the graph paper. But then I also wanted to make sure this page was complex enough and it wasn't like I was just pasting a quote directly on. So you'll see as I work this journal how I kind of incorporate more layers and points of intrigue and that kind of thing to make this hopefully a kind of fun, interesting page to read and look at. I also just used a rub-on letter, which I love to use in my work. And I'm going back with a more kind of a smaller tip of a pen here just to get a little more fine details. So, and I know I say it in probably every video, but this is just another opportunity to play. I mean, I have my foundation of my page here, and now I get to just decorate it. And that's where I find it so fun and therapeutic, where I can just kind of play with different materials, see how they're going to look, not feel too committed one way or another. If I put something down and I don't like how it looks, I can always pull it back up or work over it. And that's the beauty of these types of journals is, I mean, the more layers and the more almost blemishes and flaws that you see, the more interesting and real it is. So it's just a really wonderful opportunity to kind of be more free with your work and your words and kind of see where it takes you. And here I am battling with some white Posca pens, trying to get the ink to come out. I don't use white quite as often, so they tend to get a little backed up. So if you know how Poscas work, you have to kind of push the nib down a little bit to get the ink to come out. But then what happens to me, because I am not patient enough, is I really push it down and then a whole bunch of ink comes out. So that is what that was all about. But I was using the white ink to kind of fill in some of the letters a little bit. point, I'm really happy with how this journal page is coming along, but I do want to kind of highlight the text a little more, and one way that I like to do that is incorporating black. And black just makes all the other colors pop, and I really like how it looks, even though sometimes it's a little scary using such a dark color, but I really enjoy incorporating it into my artwork. So I'm actually playing with some India ink today, which is super fun, and I am definitely going to be spending some more time with India ink. But you see it just goes on real lightly and just kind of frames my text a little bit. So hopefully when someone looks at this, that's kind of where their eyes will go right away. And I would love to know how your art journals are coming, if you've started, if there's any fear coming up with getting started, or if you're just rocking it and loving the process. Feel free to leave me a comment or email me. You all have been super good at staying in touch and reaching out from time to time, which I really appreciate. I love hearing from you, and just love learning where you're at with your creativity. And I decided here to redo this last statement. I just thought it didn't stand out enough and it was getting kind of muddled with the background paper, so I just went ahead and tore out a new piece of paper, and I am gluing that on. And that's what I mean with these kinds of journals and artwork. There's really no way you can mess up, because you can always cover things back up or add another layer, and it allows an opportunity to play and to have a bit of freedom in your work without feeling too much pressure of making sure everything is perfect, because life's not perfect. And the older I get, the more I understand that the rough around the edges and the frayed parts and the imperfect parts are actually where the beauty lies. So again, just to reiterate, have fun with this, play, make mistakes, and just keep going. As I wrap this page up, I just want to thank you once again for watching this video, and I hope you are enjoying it and finding a bit of inspiration in these pages. I know this isn't for everyone, and some people are going to look at this and think, what in the world is that? It's a mess. And you know what? That's okay. I'm enjoying the process and it's feeling good, so I'm just going to keep on going. And then here I'm holding it up to the first page I created, so you can kind of see how this journal is gonna feel. I mean, there's a lot of movement and a lot of layers, and I am just thrilled with where this is going. Thanks everyone, have a great day. Cheers.